Hello, this is Kris Wilson. Today, what I'd like to discuss is just a technique that you can use on talking to prospects and people. Maybe you just don't know how to break the ice. Maybe they're cold contacts and you don't know how to break the ice. Whatever the situation, you can be in many different situations and use this. I like to use it, the research technique, the asking the research question. Anytime I find someone that's sharp, or even if it's not sharp, if I just want to kind of see where people are, I just ask them a simple question. I'll just say, we'll say that it's Bob. I'll say, Bob, can you help me out? I've been doing some research and I just want to ask you a quick question to see what your thoughts were. And I'll say, well, sure, what's up? What question do you need me to answer? I said, look, I've been doing research on goals. I've been reading a lot of books, been doing a lot of research, and research will bear this out, that if you want to accomplish anything in life, no matter how big or how small, the first thing you need to do, if you truly want to accomplish it, is set a goal. I say, would you agree or disagree with that? Let them answer. Majority of the time they're going to say, well, yes, I agree. I say, okay, that's a good answer. Now, let me ask you a second part of that question. If we establish that if we want to actually accomplish something, the first thing we need to do is set a goal, then why do so many people go through life and not set goals? What do you think the reason is? And just listen. See what they're going to say. See what kind of answer they're going to give you. They're going to give you some true thoughts on why they don't think people write goals down. They might actually give you a couple things. And no matter what their answer is, you always say, that is an incredible answer. That is awesome. Great answer. That's awesome input. And let me ask you one more question. Okay, do you physically set goals in your life? Do you write them down and physically set them? And why not? And let them answer. They'll probably say no. Well, let me ask you a question. Okay, you've identified why people you don't think write goals, but let me ask you, why don't you write goals down? And see what they say. Listen, they'll probably say, I've never been taught. They'll probably say, I don't know how. They'll probably say, I just never have, or I've never been sold on them, or whatever it is. But what that allows you to do, to see where they are in their thinking, and a lot of times you just keep the conversation going, and then if they say, I don't know, I've never written goals, I don't know why I don't, and then you can ask them, well, do you have goals that you want to achieve? Do you have some big goals you want to achieve? What do you want to do in your life? And then they'll start saying, so they might say, well, you know what? I want to go to college. I want to better my life for my daughter or whatever. And then you can say, that is awesome. That is really awesome. Sounds like you have a plan. Do you have that written down? Do you have it written down how you're going to do it? No. Have you identified the obstacles before they happen? No. Have you not only identified the obstacles, but then developed an action item plan so they're not obstacles, so you know what happens if something like that happens or arises? Let's say you don't have money, you know what you're going to do after that, or whatever it is, whatever. And then what happens is, you don't have to be boom, boom, boom with the questions. You use your personality, but what it does, you go from one question to the next to the next. You're not prospecting them, you're just doing research. And you want to thank them. Say, man, thanks. That is great research. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm just compiling all this information, and you've really helped me out. And leave it at that. You're not prospecting or anything, but now you kind of know, what their hot buttons are usually. You kind of talked a little bit about their goals, let you know if they had goals. You found out if they write them down or anything. You find out the reasons why they never have bought into goals or anything like that. So now what you do is the next time you see them, in fact, you're going to make it a point to see them. For instance, I'll give you a real life example. I've been going to a restaurant, working with same restaurant, working with some representatives, and we've always had the same waitress. Her name is Audrey, and Audrey is an incredible waitress with an incredible personality. She does her job impeccable. She is great. I mean, and she even said, look, I can sell you anything I want on this menu right here. Doesn't matter what you come in thinking you might want in your head. I'll make sure if I need to sell certain things, I'll sell it to you, because that's how good I am. And so it's been like a couple weeks, and then I asked a research question, and she answered her question, commended her. She said, wow, that was a really good question. Thank you for answering it. Thanks for asking me that. I said, oh, thank you. You're the one that's helping me out. Let me ask you a question. What are goals that you have in your life? Do you set goals? And she goes, oh, my goal is to have a better life for my daughter and myself. I want to make sure she doesn't have to need anything, that whenever she needs something, it's there. I don't have to worry about the money, where it's coming from. I want to go to college. I said, well, have you started that process? She said, no, not yet. And I said, well, why not? Well, this and that. And I said, she went through and everything. And I said, well, do you write goals down? She said, well, no, I don't. And but she said, I really think I probably should. It really means a lot. And okay, I learned some information there, and I knew what her goals are and what she wants to do. And I said, man, they're really awesome. Put a couple things in her head, and then she's gone. Now I'm going there next week. I'm going there next week with representatives. Now, if it's not that situation where you're going to a restaurant, I'm going to make it a point that in my travels the following week, I'm going to see that person for some reason. And next time I see Audrey, I'm going to say, Audrey, I was thinking about you. How was your week and everything? Great, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I was thinking about you the other night. I read an article online and your name popped right up. And I printed it out. I wanted to share it with you. And it might help you out. I know you're going to, you want to, go to college and increase your earning potential and things like that. I don't know if this will help you out, but I'll tell you what, it really impacted me when I read it, so much so that I wanted to give you this article. And print the article out and have it right there and just give it to her. And say, I want to get your thoughts on it. When do you think you can read it? I want to see what you think about that. And then just leave it at that. Sometimes I'll even say, disregard the industry that they're talking about. Just, take the information and apply it to what you're doing here as a waitress. And let's see what you think. Because it talks about network marketing. I don't want them to think I'm prospecting with network marketing. I want them to know that, look, this is an article, the author in this article was just talking about, this particular industry, but, just look at the concepts and apply it to what you want to do in life and tell me what you think, and then, let's talk. How's that sound? Great, wow, you were thinking about me? That is so nice of you. If you don't have the article in front of them, say, look, I was reading online, got an email, I'll shoot it over to you and go through the same thing. Disregard the information, blah, blah, blah. Because you don't want people to shut down because it says network marketing and not really look at the information. But it's a great way to start conversation with someone. It's a great way to start to weed them out. Because you'll figure out they have any aspirations. You'll even figure out after the question you ask about why do you think people don't write goals. So it's just a way that you can start the process to get them looking at the Robert Kiyosaki and to get them thinking. Because what you want to do, and then the follow-up discussion, is to see if they're like, wow, I knew I was there, but you know what, really, I need to be over in these other quadrants. How do you do that? What did you get out of it? And then you can start that discussion and that dialogue. Just another technique that you can use. Read through in the Getting Started manual or in the article right here that's with this video. Read through that, and maybe that'll help you out. It's just something else that will sharpen your tools. So when you're out there and you're about, you always have something you can fall back on. It's something that is just programmed in your head because you've done it enough or you studied enough. You have that confidence inside. It just rolls off your tongue. The research question, very simple. Oh, just ask the research question. That's it. Hope this information helped you out. You guys have a great day. My name is Kris Wilson.